What's going on, guys? It's the Bearded Bastard here again, coming up with an update for my Generaider control deck profile post Rise of the Duelists. I got Thunder Thighs and Lumberjack here.
It is Death Gun.
It is not Death Gun.
It is not. We've gone over this in every single video.
Thunder Thighs.
Thunder Thighs.
For life.
It is Death Gun, the Masked King.
We're gonna tranquilize you and tattoo it on you, so you can't escape it.
Oh,
That's awful.
That'll be fun.
This ain't the Hangover.
It will be.
It can be.
All right, so this is a pure list, guys. Since I'm playing the control variant, I like a little heavier generator lineup, and I don't run any other engines with it. It has been working out a lot for me. So yeah, I'll get started. Hope you guys like. Of course, we got our starters. Triple Loptr, boss of the Generaider. If you guys don't know what he does, during either main phase, he tributes himself or any other generator monster to special summon a generator from deck. Anyone, as long as it's a different name from the tributed one. We only run 5 normal summons in this deck. We are also playing the 2 Condemn Witch.
That card needs to be burned.
This card does not need to be burned.
Yes, it does. It's a witch. It needs to be burned.
He's mad because this card searches Droplet, and we're playing Droplet. Spoiler for later.
Super Witch.
Yeah, she's great because also she not only does she search forbidden cards, but she also can tag out into Loptr on your opponent's main phase, which is great because it also gets you to another one of your starters. On to the big generator lineup, we are running 2 Hela. She's your recursion. She tributes tokens or zombies or generators to reborn one from grave. The negations, we run 2 Harr. You guys know what he does. If your opponent adds, he makes them send one to grave from hand or field. And he's an Omni Negate if you tribute 2 generator monsters and or spellcasters. This deck has a really amazing grind game. With this particular version, I almost never run out of resources. Now on to my Generator 1-ofs. I believe I do play 5. We're playing 1 Nidhogg, negate special summons. 1 Mardel, searches anything. It helps when you just open a Loptr and no way to get to your field spell. You normal summon the Loptr, tribute the Loptr, bring out Mardel, search your field spell.
I hate Nidhogg.
Nidhogg.
Yeah.
With an N. 1 Frodi. I haven't really used his actual effect yet, but he tributes generator monsters and or warriors to pop monsters your opponent controls, but your opponent gets to draw for each one. I just mainly use him for another attribute for a World Legacy Monstrosity target. And then we run 1 Utgardna. Utgardna is the in archetype removal of back row and or anything. It does target, but it's a banish, not a destroy, so that's pretty good. And the last generator that I am play testing would be the 1 Dovelgus. I just put him in here because I ran into a situation today when playing against Thunder Thighs where I opened 3 of my Generator 1-ofs and I had no way to get them out of hand. And if you guys play generators, you know that you want to special summon your generators from deck. So it got me thinking I should probably try playing 1 of this guy in case that ever happens again where I open a crap ton of generators from hand. Because if you guys don't know his effect, he tributes generator monsters and or machines to special summon generators from hand with different names. And that's the last of the actual generator package. The last monster we run is just 1 Trias Hierarchia. She's good. I mean, I was running her at 2. She comes up enough. She's not like a win con for the deck, so I don't need to see her as much as before with the other cards I'm playing now. But if you guys don't know what she does, she tributes fairy monsters up to 3, and you get to apply effects in sequence up to the number you tribute. So if you tribute 2, you get to pop a card on the field. If you tribute 3, you get to pop a card on the field and draw 2 cards. And all your tokens are fairies. So it's basically like if she's in your hand or graveyard, like your tokens always come out for free by your field spell. You get to tribute 3 of them, pop a card, and draw 2 cards. Pretty great. Onto the spells. We of course play 3 of one of the most broken field spells, ever created.
Despise that field spell.
Generator boss stage. Gives you a monster, gives you tokens. You guys know what this card does. This card is busted. If you special summon a generator during your opponent, or if a generator monster is special summon from the deck during your opponent's turn, you get to special summon the tokens. The special summon, oh yeah, I forgot, it's triggered by your opponent drawing a card. or adding. But the draw effect is actually not once per turn. So if you have another copy of this, you can trigger it on your turn, but you only get the special summon for the tokens during your opponent's turn. We play 1 Terraforming to search it. We would play more if it was at more. For draw power, this is the biggest thing that changed about this deck, which actually changed the extra deck a lot. We are now playing Pot of Extravagance, because this deck does not go into the extra deck much, and it can really abuse this card. I was playing the Kajikuri Curse in my old build, but I decided to pick these up, and it is way better. If you,
it's the same way as Dark Magicians.
No, it's not.
Well, it's neither of them care about the action.
My stuff is big. We played against Dark Magician, and you couldn't get over any of my main deck monsters.
Yeah, but
moving on. Moving on. 2 Generator boss quests. It got kind of cloggy at 3. This card reveals a generator in hand to search 2 generator spells or traps with different names and shuffles the revealed monster back into the deck. 3 World Legacy Monstrosity. This card should be banned. It should be limited at least. This card is stupid for level 9 decks. I did take out the Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. She's not as good as I thought through testing, with the rest of the stuff I have in the deck now, but this card is still a definite 3 if you want to see it, which is why I run more attribute targets to always make sure it's live in the deck now, regardless of what I use to target it. But yeah, this is how you make most of your rank 9 exceeds really easy on your turn, or if you're on your opponent's turn and your opponent is breaking your board, you can get 2 more monsters and still use their effects, because it does not say negate their effects. It just says they can attack and they're destroyed in the end phase. Awesome. 2 Called by the Grave. Self-explanatory. When they try to ash my field spell, it's not very nice.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, you can ash the field spell. But if I use something to bring out another one, then yeah, like I said, the special summon from deck isn't once per turn. Now on to the new expensive edition of the deck. The reason why we play Condemn Witch. Triple Forbidden Droplet. This deck makes use of this card so easily. It works wonders because you get free resources every opponent's turn. You get all of those tokens, and you can always negate monster effects. This is probably the easiest deck that can abuse it, just because you get free resources because of your field spell.
It's free real estate.
We also play 2 Forbidden Chalice, just because there are certain situations where Chalice can actually be more effective than Droplet, and it doesn't have like as steep of a cost as Droplet is sending cards from your hand or field to the graveyard. That is it for the spells. We are on to the traps, and I only play 6 traps because we don't have enough negation cards in here, right guys? Triple Infinite Impermanence. I thought about trying to make room for Ash. If I was going to make room for Ash, it would be these, but through testing, I've been liking Impermanence more. Like, it stops the Numerons, it stops a lot more of the potent monster effects that are going on in the meta right now. And then the last 3 traps that we play are the generator ones, 1 boss room and 2 boss fight. This card is great. This card is MVP when they try and stop one of your generator effects from going off. If you have this set, like, you discard a card and the activated effect of whatever they activate, wherever they activate it, hand filled, grave, doesn't matter, becomes both players draw 1 card. It's MVP right here. If you're not playing this, definitely play it as a 1 of. And that is it for the deck profile. It is a 40 card list. If I wanted to play a 39 card list, I would probably just cut the Dovelgus because he's play tested right now. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep him in there, onto the extra deck. It doesn't really matter as much because obviously we're playing Extravagance. So triple calamities. This card is still at 3, so we're gonna play it at 3. Even though it probably will get hit at some time, because this deck makes it more consistently and more easy than any deck in the format. Triple Infinitrack. Sorry guys, sleeves are really slippery. Earth Slicer.
It irritates me.
This is a very easily abused in archetype, not in archetype, but 2 level 9, so kind of. I don't have to run Phoenix or Unicorn because of this, because this lets me just pop 2, and it's a lot easier to make than Phoenix or Unicorn.
And it's bigger than Crimson Nova.
And it's bigger than Thunder Thighs' Crimson Nova, so...
One shot off the almighty cube.
So he just gets, like, sad as he, like, dies.
You're so lucky. There's what? An extra 100?
3,100.
Yeah.
That stupid dinosaur.
Triple Phantom Fortress, enter Blathnir. This is like your utility rank 9. It has a lot of different banishing effects depending on what you want to do. This is the one I very rarely ever make. So if this one gets banished by the effect of Extravagance, I don't really care as much. And the last 2 rank 9s we're playing are just 2 of the Generator boss, Jormungandr, Boss of Eternity. In a simplified game state, in a grind game, he can be really helpful, like, because he just keeps taking resources out of your opponent's hand and getting bigger each time. So I haven't actually gone into him in this new build yet, but he can come in clutch. I've seen it come in clutch in a couple of replays. And we only play 4 links, rarely ever make BLS, IP Masquerena, Access Code, and Mech Knight Crusader Avermax. Again, guys, you don't really go into the extra deck that much with this version because you're playing Pot of Extravagance. And with Generators, period, depending on what variant you're running, you don't really need to go into the extra deck at all. All of your main deck boss monsters are huge, especially if you have Loptr on the field, because they gain 1,000 attack and defense during your opponent's turn. So I am playing more of a control variant. It has worked very well for me. I have not lost a game with it yet. And I hope you guys like the list. I don't have a side deck yet. I'm still testing that right now. But I'll have one up for you guys in the next update for sure. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And this is the Bearded Bastard with R.O.G. 1 signing out.